Update is a save changes tool. It only stores manual data, values that are displayed in red. Because palettes and presets are reference data, there are specialized tools to handle where data gets stored in an update. Let's look at some of the different functions we have in the update dialog box. First, I'm going to go back out into live, and I want to go to Q35 for this example. So for this example, I'm going to grab channel 104. And if I look at that, you'll notice that my focus parameters are in a reference. They are referencing the drums focus palette. And so I'm going to move that light. I'm going to go ahead and tilt it up a little bit, pan it over, just get it onto that figure up on the staircase. And you'll notice that they turn manual and absolute, but I do have little red R's in the upper corner of my parameters. And that's letting me know that there is a reference that is stored in this queue currently, and that these manual changes have modified away from that reference. So when I hit update, I will have several different choices as to how I can update that. My default update style is make absolute. And as we learned about make absolute previously, that's going to cut off the ties between the reference and store the absolute values directly into my queue. So if I hit enter, we can see that we get the values of 34 and 72 stored for my pan and tilt, and there's no longer the reference to drums. Let's take a look at another example of a different update type. I'm going to go ahead and put 105 into preset 1, and then I'm going to grab 101, and I just want to adjust that so it's more on my drummer than it was. That's great. And I'm going to go ahead and say update. And in my update dialog box, I want to select the update style of all. And update all is going to have us save our changes where the information actually lives. So if you look at channel 105, you'll notice that those changes that I made are going to store directly into Q35. If you look at channel 101 in pan and tilt, I have reference R's in the corner of those parameters, and you can see in my update dialog box that 101 is actually going to update into drums, which is focus palette 3. So when I store this, I'm actually storing information into focus palette 3, which could affect that light in other parts of the show. That's what I want to do, so I'm going to go ahead and hit enter. You'll notice that we preserve the drums reference in channel 101, and 105 now has references to preset 1. If you want to change the defaults of your update dialog box, you can do that in setup. So I'm going to hit displays and setup. And in your user area, under record defaults, you'll notice there are update defaults. And so in my update mode, I can select update all. And for break nested and update last reference, for today's examples, I'm going to go ahead and disable those so we can see what they do. When you're all set, you can head back out into live. And now when I hit update, you'll notice that my default styles and my modifiers are set to what they are in setup. I'm going to clear that off.